Good morning.
What's up? Yes. Hey,
Good morning. Bill is busy with his hair.
hey, listen. You guys wish you had a hair look like this right here. Guys, I've committed to you guys to growing an afro. I've committed to you guys growing an afro. So
That's not going to happen. That is definitely not going to happen.
I can grow an afro.
You tried once. You tried once.
I had an afro.
It got about that long.
No,
You're like,
that's not
I
true.
can't.
All right,
I gotta
guys.
get this wig off.
All right, I can do it. I can do it, Kokar. All right, guys, welcome in. We're gonna let her do whatever she does. So let me see who's in the room, guys. We got a good one lined up. Actually, we got a lot of good information lined up for you guys. You guys
Early bird, what's up? Oh, I'm not streaming. Sorry. Hi.
All right. So
hello, everyone. Welcome in.
Normally we'd be playing our.
Listen, there's so much discombobulation going right now.
Tech support, guys.
We're all over the place. We're all over the place right now.
First of all, don't give me a problem, guys. Listen.
Don't give me a problem.
We had a jewelry show last night. Let me just share this with you real quick before we get into this. Guys, we have I Love discounts on today. And they're going to tell us their whole business model. Like, they're going to tell us how they make their money, where they get their... Guys, they're going to tell us everything. So you got to tune in for that. Like, you can take the information they give you and you can immediately start a business. They don't know that.
Yeah. No, I warned them. We're interrogating you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
There's an interrogation.
I Love discounts, guys. We're actually really excited. Anyhow, we had a jewelry show last night. And Whistling Duck, she's in the chat, guys. If you can give her a shout out. She outright stole from us last night. When I say stole, it was highway robbery. And I went to bed and I'm a little disappointed, right? Because whenever we are doing a show, guys, and stuff is going for cheap, here's what I would like to expect. I would like to expect that you bid yourself up. Okay, so we were doing a jewelry show last night, and Whistling was bidding, but she wasn't bidding herself up, right? So
how dare she?
I don't understand, guys.
It was funny, actually. Yeah. No, it was a good show.
It was a great show.
We'll never
Everybody got good deals. Everybody got.
I had fun. He hated it. I was perfectly fine with it. You hated it.
It was just slow.
You were like, never again.
Guys, listen.
Never again.
Jewelry. I don't know how many of you guys sell jewelry out there, but holy
never
shit.
Again.
Holy shit. All right. So,
but welcome everybody. We got a lot of people in here right now. We got Early Bird is in here.
Early Bird. Speaking of which, Early Bird, I know I told you I got to reach out to you. You are on the list of people. We got some grandbabies in the mix right now. We got some moving stuff in the mix, but we're love to have you on. So that is your official invitation, but I will reach out to you as I said I would. I apologize for not doing that so far.
No, there's a lot of people that we haven't reached out to.
Yeah, so
we're just trying to get we actually got it straight. We got our schedule straight now. Yeah. What we're gonna do.
We're working on merch too. We're working on merch too. Okay. So let's jump in, guys. We got a lot of stuff. Let's use in the chat real quick. First of all, thanks everyone. Tucker, Pickin, Whistling, of course.
Miss Big Papa
Early Bird, Queen Janine.
Welcome in, everyone.
Listen,
Billy!
you can come buy the rest of our stuff and sell it yourself. Daisy, Kimber, Miss Big Papa Pump, love you as always, of course. Love all you guys. Chicago. All right. Live to love. All right, guys.
Luna's going to be on soon. We got her. She'll be on. So speaking of our schedule. So our schedule is I'm leaving next week to go to Vegas. I'll be in Vegas on Thursday.
Gambling and drinking.
No, I won't. It's our daughter's. We're having our first grandbaby. So it's our daughter's baby shower. It's on the 17th. So I'm leaving and I will be there on Wednesday. So on Thursday, what Bill and I think we're going to do, we've already got it scheduled if you want to bookmark it. Because, guys, during these podcasts, we don't really get into technical stuff. We're more so talking business theory.
Yeah, we're interviewing
you guys. We're theory that we always talk about.
Interviewing sellers so we can find out how we can do what we do better.
Right. We never really do, like, real technical Q&As, but I think that's what we'll do. So next week, there won't be any podcast, but we are going to do a seller support. Instead, I'll be in Vegas, he'll be here, and he'll co-host me, and we'll both be on. So that's what we're going to do next week. After that, we are bringing on Locker Blocker.
And they have also agreed to disclose all
of their contacts, everything.
So they're going to tell us where they got the Jason Terry locker from. They're going to tell us now. Again, guys, they don't know this right now.
No, Whistle. That's the day we need you.
We're formulating a plan right now to extract information. All right, so
we're gonna do that, and then after that is gonna be Luna Loot.
Yep.
So we're gonna make that. So again, we're bringing in all different levels of sellers.
And then after that.
And then after that, Luna Loot. Then I believe after that is going to be Corey. We're bringing in Corey Maness. After that, because we're actually gonna do a raid train with him on the 9th. That way we could talk about and promote the raid train and everything that week before. So I think we got it all figured out.
Probably a little bit.
We're trying to get, because there's so many awesome sellers, guys. We're trying to get everybody on. We got a lot of people. What do you say on when you're waiting when you're waiting in the queue? On deck. We got a lot of people on deck. So they're just gonna stay just as good as they've been, if not better, and hopefully we improve as co-host people.
We're trying to get better. We want to make sure that we give you guys the idea of the podcast, guys, is we are still medium level sellers or small sellers. You know, we're still figuring it out, as evidenced by our amazing 17-hour jewelry show last night, where we did just under $1,000, so we made like $2 an hour. So we're still figuring it out. And the idea of these podcasts, guys, is we want to learn from you guys. We want to figure out what you're doing well, so we can pass that information along to the audience, so we can all grow on this platform. So, all right. So that was our upcoming episodes. Guys, we've got a ton of positive feedback. We do want to give out a shot of appreciation to everyone that supported the podcast. We have some merch in process that we're working on.
Somebody already bought it.
So we're working on that. See, we don't even know what's going on. Someone bought something. We don't know.
Well, I'll find out.
We need a producer. We're supposed to be.
We need a producer.
So thank you guys for all the positive feedback. No, we're doing good. I'm kidding. So upcoming shows, and then we'll jump into sort of our topic of the week, and then we're going to have I Love Discounts. Guys, I am so excited. I love hearing from people that have blown up their business, because thank you, Billy. We are still learning. We are still learning, and we have a student mentality. So I will never be above trying to figure out how to do what we do a little bit better than we did the last time we did. Okay, so guys, Pokemon show part 2 is coming up, so please bookmark that. If you're into Pokemon, it was a crazy show last time. We did crazy deals. We have hundreds of slabs left. That was fun. That was fun. So check the schedule for that. Our fabric show, which I view fabric about the same way I view jewelry. I will be here to support. I did it by myself last time. No, you didn't. I was picking out the stuff. No, you left. You left me. You set me up and you left. And I ran it for like 4 hours. All right. He's going to be there. Apologize. I'm making him do it. Okay. I'm making him do it. Vinyl show. Guys, Whistling Duck sent us a very nasty message because we rescheduled our vinyl show. Guys, we had the craziest vinyl. And we still have 1,000 albums we need to get rid of. So make sure you bookmark our vinyl show. Yes, we see who just bought the first sponsor giveaway. We're going to wait until we get rated in. That way we'll have more people in here. Yep. And that sponsor giveaway will go further. Who was it? Rapid Relics. Rapid Relics. So okay, we'll definitely give you your slot for sure. We will give you your time. Don't worry. In the meantime, we're going to look you up so we know exactly what you do. Yeah, guys, I promise you. This is a seller and buyer-centric show. It's not about us, the host. Our job is to bring the information to you guys, so I promise you, we will make sure you're taken care of. Vinyl show is on 5/12. We have a cross-stitch show, which I actually like cross-stitch. I don't like doing cross-stitch. Cross-stitch is fun. Well, it's fun. Cross-stitch brings a lot of money. It brings a lot of money, guys, too. That's why it's fun. Okay. Seller alert. If you ever come across cross-stitch, cross-stitch in the wild, buy it. Buy it. I'm telling you guys. Buy it. Buy it. We've made so much money on cross-stitch, guys. It's something you would never think of, but it's the craziest thing, guys. I'm not talking about yarn. I'm not talking about embroidery. That stuff may do well. I'm talking about cross-stitch. Texas saying, shh. Oh, shut up. Sorry, Texas. All right. Well, listen. Hopefully, Texas is not in your area. Guys, I'm telling you. I'm freaking telling you. All right. So that's just, so we got a cross-stitch show coming up, 5/13. You guys, we have 2 raid trains coming up, 3 raid trains coming up. 17th, 29th, and the 6th. Right. All right. So make sure you bookmark those. Everyone in here knows, I know that Early Bird, I know that there's plenty of other people, but that's the only person I can think of right now, loves raid trains. He killed it last raid train, by the way. Congratulations. That show was amazing. We all bring out our bestest of the bestest for these raid trains, guys. We have crazy stuff that we're going to bring out. Make sure that you bookmark those raid trains. All right. I won't be here for the 17th. I'll be in Vegas. Right. So it's just going to be the 2 boys. Let's see how they do. Let's see if they can handle it without me. Let's see. Guys, I did a silent auction the other night. Again, apparently the audience doesn't like me talking. It was successful. The silent auction. It worked, guys. Trust me. If anybody wants to know how to do a silent auction, give me a holler. I'll let you know. Billy was in there. Yeah, he said he bought too much from Early Bird. Early Bird always has crazy shit. Always has crazy shit. And Billy tipped you for being silent. Yeah. Listen, Billy, keep the money flowing. I'll shut the hell up.
2319. 2319.
He changed his name.
Yes.
Guys.
I couldn't even find you the other day, just so you know, dude.
Do you understand something?
All right, 2319, you know who I'm talking to. Chicago, what is he now?
What is
Chicago Grindhouse. He changed his name on us.
Try
we made him a nickname and everything. I was trying to find you the other day, like I always do.
Not only did we make him a nickname, the whole
platform called him that nickname. He changed his name. So
how do you do that, man?
I tried to tag you because somebody was running some fire horror VHS. I couldn't find your name.
I bought it.
Just so you know.
I'm gonna resell it to you because you changed your name.
I was trying to look out.
All right, so that's your fault. You're bad. All right, so before we get into I love discounts, what time we got? 5:42.
Yeah.
So
she'll be raiding in. She'll be coming in, popping in, and raiding in at 5:50.
Topic of the day. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, but a lot of people don't. And chat, I need your engagement on this. What do you guys think about the fact that Goodwill and Salvation Army now sell on Whatnot?
Yeah.
First of all, who knew that?
Did you guys know that?
Who knows that Goodwill and Salvation Army have a live channel on Whatnot?
They're on Whatnot now.
Who knows that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So let's see who knows it. Goodwill's very. Oh, by the way, we bought it local to us. Guys, I got worked over. While you guys are giving your feedback, I got worked over at the storage auctions.
Yeah, same.
I got worked over at the storage auctions. I went in.
Oh, you want to tell them
I went in.
Here's a good unit story.
Full of hope.
And dreams.
And I bought a $150 locker. Okay. And it's just full of blankets. No joke, guys.
I was like,
full of blankets.
What the hell did you see to make you bid on it? First of all, he only paid $150. That's number one.
Full of blankets.
I was like, well, what did you see to make you buy it? He's like, boxes.
Yeah.
In those boxes were nothing but blankets.
Nothing but. Oh wait, that's not true. I got an empty PS4 box and an empty PS4 controller box, which could come in handy down the road. I only share this with you guys is that
they're not all winners.
I'm not upset. And the reason why I'm not upset is $150. I mean, $150 is $150, but if it was $500, I'd be crying right now. But that is the price we pay in buying storage lockers. That happened today at 2 o'clock. So I have to take my trailer, go back, load up a mattress, a bunch of stuff. It's all going to the dump because I'm not going to go through it. I just don't do that. I might call the people that I deal with at the flea market to come get it. But guys, I got raked over the coals for $150. So there's your lesson for you. Okay? Don't buy $150. Do not buy storage lockers unless you know exactly what's inside.
Oh, that's not good. Robbie Relic said they had someone steal their comics out of an extra space storage.
Oh, that sucks.
So much of that going on. We've been hearing a lot of bad.
No, house blankets.
House
blankets, Queen Janine.
Kind of blankets and quilts. But you said they weren't good quilts, though. They weren't. They weren't handmade, like antique quilts.
You guys have heard this.
That's the first thing I said. What do you mean blankets? What kind of blankets?
I'm digging through this
quilts
unit.
Are money.
It's already hot, and I'm looking at this stuff, and I'm waiting for the magical box.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna dump it all off at Goodwill.
I'm waiting for the magical box, and just telling you, the magical box never came.
It's not there.
And I was upset for a brief moment because I expect if I spend $150 to get like Early Bird, he comes back with graded comics. toys from the 20s, toys from the 1920s. Locker Blocker comes back with, Bella Carrozza, crazy autograph Frankenstein stuff. I get quilts and blankets. There you go. All right, so just so you guys know.
It's a vicious cycle, guys.
Yeah, so
it's a vicious cycle.
That's kind of what I got dusted today, guys.
Oh, Pickens said, but Bill did get a banging microwave. Did you really?
Oh, the microwave. I'm giving that away. The microwave.
Someone needs to tag Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, someone please tag Wreck-It Ralph.
Guy.
If you guys don't know, Wreck-It Ralph has agreed, sight unseen, to buy all microwaves off of Whatnot. So if someone could please tag Wreck-It Ralph, he is now.
I think we just got the raid. All
right, who's in? All right.
Oh no, that's Caveman. That's Caveman.
Caveman, what's up, brother?
Thank you so much, my man. Guys, welcome to the BuzzChat podcast.
I started giving you an honor of Caveman.
I thought it was going. Sorry.
Is it going or not going? Okay. Guys, give you an honor of Caveman with the raid. Guys, if you're just coming in, Beast Square Buzzcast, we're talking about how I got raked over the coals today for $150 at the live storage auction, which the story's already told. Just know I didn't get anything. Okay.
We are interviewing today. Well, we're talking today we're chatting with
I Love Discounts. So guys, you got to tune in for that because they're going to talk about their business. But before we get to that, we got to go back to the Goodwill conversation in Salvation Army, guys. So
that they're now on Whatnot.
Goodwill and they were on today. Well, Salvation Army is on today.
They were on last night too.
Okay, what do you guys think about Goodwill? And we didn't finish that part because I was too busy sobbing in my milk over my storage unit. What do you guys think about Goodwill and Salvation Army now having a live streaming channel and whatnot? So give us some feedback, Jack.
Well, it was funny as they're doing that and giving feedback. It was funny because I saw
very greedy, Luna says.
Salvation Army. I saw them on last night.
Let's ban them.
Let's ban them. And here's the thing. They only have 857 followers, and they have like 160 people in their chat. And I'm like, is Whatnot must be pushing them?
Yeah,
they must be pushing them or something. I'm like, how is that possible?
All right, I love.
And they did the whole time. Stuff for me. What's up?
Oh, I love says already.
Goodwill's a scam. It is.
Well, I mean, aside from how you feel about it, how do you think it affects your business at all? Right? Like, what emotionally speaking? Like, how does that affect you? When you see them, you're like, hey, I don't like them, or to me, it doesn't matter, right? Like, it's more competition, but it's just another channel. Now, if Whatnot is pushing that, that's something different. But generally speaking, see, Live to Love says they don't care. Miss Big Papa Pump says doesn't. And Great Friend, what's up, Great Friendly Finds? How you doing, young lady? She says nah. Tony says no. That's how I feel. But a lot of people get in their emotions. You guys know that, so.
Yeah, but there's a lot to be said again, and we talk about this almost every podcast, that in order to build your channel and all that, you got to build rapport. You can't just say, hey, we're Salvation Army and everyone's going to come running. It will eventually, again, is that sustainable? Will people just show up because it's Salvation Army? I don't know.
Well, they're going to show up if they're getting deals. But
this is a very social aspect app.
Yeah.
And will something like this, it'll be interesting to follow. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be interesting, guys. It'll be interesting to see how the mainstream reacts to those two guys or those two entities being on stream. So I don't think it matters, but all right. So what do we got here? We're waiting. So they said they're ready. Are they ready in, or are we
I don't know. I thought so.
All right. Great Friendly Find says they feel like they're being greedy, but it cuts out the middleman of some resellers. Well, that's true because, I mean, now you're buying directly from the entity or the consumer. So Rapid, I did not see where they were streaming from. I only saw that they were on. Okay. All right. Live to Love. All right.
I'll get up there and do it.
Live to Love. All right. So we're going to, so first of all, Live to Love rated. And thank you so much, Live to Love. I love discounts. Holy shit. A lot of loving going on. Right? When there's so much loving going on, everybody gets nothing but love. I love discounts. Sorry, we love you guys. You love discounts, so we love the fact that you love discounts. All right, we're gonna get them on screen, guys, and we're gonna go for it.
Welcome in, guys. Go ahead and get in that Gibby who just joined us. It's gonna be fun.
And we got a great interview lined up with these guys today. So
they are
it's gonna be fun.
About to be. Let's see, did I do
Tony
it right?
and Lysandra.
We gotta stop it again. Look at the mess. Nope, that wasn't.
I love that. We can show you our whole house. That's how our house looks.
Oh, I love the beard, man. I'm digging it. ZZ Top style.
What's up, Tony?
How you guys doing?
Good.
We appreciate you guys taking your time. I know you guys are super busy. The audience is excited. We're excited to have you on, and we let the audience know that you have agreed to give us all of your business secrets. I don't know that you know that, but we've already made a commitment to the audience, so just know that that's what's on tap.
Number one business secret: you don't sleep and you work a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Hey, look.
Everybody knows that.
So I love discounts.
Years.
You guys are out of, for the sake of the audience, you guys are out of where?
Somerset, Kentucky.
Somerset, Kentucky. All right. Bluegrass state, right?
Yes.
All right. So, guys, we
that works.
Were we in their stream or they are in our stream? I always, you know me, I'm too busy. I'm hunter gatherer. I'm too busy.
No, we met them when Mrs. Big Papa Pump came in, and we co-hosted them. That's how we met you guys.
Awesome.
The pumps.
Yeah.
About the pump.
Yeah.
You look exhausted. You look exhausted.
Turd. You look turd.
What? She said, wait.
She said, speaking of the pumps, I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what we got.
Oh, we just came back from vacation. Yeah, I'm exhausted.
I was going to ask you, so how was it? You guys were basically, you're in Reno, right?
Yeah.
You're in Reno.
We went to Reno. It was.
What the hell? Welcome to my life, Big Papa.
Papa
Screenshot
Pump.
that. That has to be screenshotted.
I really
Done. Screenshotted.
on that show.
Oh my God.
Oh wait, that's a
That's
pair of.
amazing. That's amazing.
Those are,
Diaper.
It's an adult
Shit.
diaper.
There's those adult diapers.
Somebody
There's always
threw
adult
it.
diapers in
oh,
the unit,
that's what
remember?
he does. That's right.
Yeah.
There she is.
All right, so
Yeah,
That was amazing.
there.
I have yeah. Well, is he in here? No, it's just Mr.
She is. She's in here.
Is it bad that a grown male has a collection of adult diapers in his house?
He sells them.
No, it was during their
Are we
show.
sure he doesn't keep them? Are we sure he doesn't keep them?
No,
He
he
says he
says
sells them.
he sells them. They're expensive.
Those are expensive?
Adult diapers. You know that. You sold them before on
I'm talking
eBay.
about that pair.
Oh well, that's just
That one is not that expensive.
All right. All right. So talk to us, guys. You know, tell us a little bit about your business. Obviously, we know you guys are in Kentucky. We've had a chance to hear a little bit more about who you are and what you do. But for the sake of the audience, this show is all about you, and so people can know who you are, what you do, and let's dig in and find a little bit more about your business.
Oh, I'm gonna frame it, Big Papa Pump. I'm framing it.
do it. Frame it. And then as soon as when we're at about 6 o'clock, we're gonna do our first sponsor giveaway. We have two, just so you guys know in the chat. We have two that's been bought already. We're gonna handle both of those. We'll do it at 6 o'clock.
All right. I will
I
try
don't
to.
want you guys to think that we don't see it and we're ignoring you.
Yeah, we got you guys.
We got you guys. Don't worry.
So I will try to run through this before that giveaway.
No, take your time.
Oh no, take your time. There's no rush on anything.
This is all about.
I just want to let them know when they buy it.
Everything.
Eh,
So
Are you
we
sure?
want to know everything.
So I met Lysandra in a casino. She was a dealer. I was a gambler.
Match made in heaven.
Right?
He thought so.
I thought so. Not so much. She's a terrible gambler.
I hate gambling.
She's terrible. So I don't get to gamble that often. But once we did get together, I was in Columbus, Ohio. I was a software tester, and she was living off grid on 35 acres in Kentucky. And
Ooh.
her dream was to have a homestead and raise pigs and cows and rabbits and
Mainly pigs.
pigs.
I wanted to have a mobile hog roasting business to go on houseboats.
Yes.
All
And,
right.
and we were together for a few months, and I brought her up to Columbus, Ohio, where she stayed through the winter, which is probably the worst time.
We've
And
been there. We've been there. We've done that.
about February, she told me that if I wanted this, I was going to have to come to Kentucky. Hence, the beard was born. Because you gotta look like you live in Kentucky.
That's right. You got to play the part.
Yeah, that's
You got to play the part.
So
Move-
the ultimatum was laid down.
Say it again.
The ultimatum was laid down.
Done deal. Exactly.
All right.
But moving to Kentucky, there was not much in the way of software testing. So we decided that we were going to do our own thing.
And COVID happened too.
After. So we started selling on eBay and selling on Amazon. And then COVID happened, and that really ramped up the business quite well. And then when I proposed to her, she decided that she wanted this fantastical French provincial wedding, which she can.
Nice.
He talks because he likes to ramble.
I ramble, whatever. So we started thrifting for all of this stuff that she wanted for her wedding.
Oh, okay.
And a couple of months into that, I came to the realization that we should probably look for some of these vintage products to resell on eBay.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
You got all that. You did all that, like just hunting and stuff.
Foundation and
It took us a year.
auctions and Goodwill.
Gorgeous. That's impressive.
It took us a year.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Um,
Yeah, you can't buy that stuff in the store.
no, hell no. Oh,
No, you
sorry.
can say hell. We have this.
I don't know where this is going afterwards. So,
Yeah, no, you can say it. Something's fine.
so while we were doing that, we realized that we could take some of these vintage things and build up our eBay business, which is exactly what we did. And
Then Tony decided to buy a grocery store.
It wasn't right after that. So we did that for what, about 18 months, give or take?
Yeah.
About a year and a half of vintage sales. And we had moved it up pretty good. I mean, we at one point had close to 6,000 listings on eBay. We were selling about 20 grand a month. And then in the with the intent of increasing our warehouse, quote unquote, warehouse space, I bought a grocery store, a salvage grocery store.
I mean, that makes sense. You got nothing better to do by a grocery store.
Right? They
I
go,
mean,
go well
if it's in
together.
demand.
Yeah, I mean they're hand in hand, right? No, and I was talking with Lysandra, and she's like, "I don't want a grocery store," and I'm like, "But look at the potential; it could be awesome." And
Look
she
at the work.
and she said, "Look at the work." And I said, how hard can it be? You buy product, you put it on the shelf, you sell product, and you're done.
Right.
Right?
Simple. Yeah, simple.
Easy, simple, piece of.
Yeah.
No. We worked 110 hours a week for the first 2 years of that store, just trying to build it up.
And we have built it up.
We have
It's projected to hit about $500,000 a year in sales
this year.
So is this an area? Is this like in a said urban? Is this in a rural area where you don't really have like a Walmart competition or anything like that?
We have Walmart.
There's a Walmart, there's a Kroger here, but
Okay.
it's a salvage store, so most of the items are past their date. So we're
So-
pretty much half.
Okay.
So when we get in our food and our health and beauty palette, because right now the way our business is structured is our in-date stuff goes on Whatnot, and our out-of-date stuff goes in our physical store.
Correct.
That was actually my question, is that with the fact that you've had an eBay business, so you come from reselling,
Right.
and then you guys had done well on the eBay side, you've done some Amazon, and you have this physical store. Why would you then be on Whatnot, which you just answered your question? So
Well,
we got a hold of the health and beauty. We got a hold of a truckload, a health and beauty truckload.
Whatnot was
for-
completely accidental.
And our post office lady, we were growing our eBay, and our post office lady, Michelle, and she sells on Whatnot. And she's like, "Hey, have you ever tried Whatnot? You guys would be great for it." And we're like, "Whatnot? What is
What
that?
the hell is Whatnot? I don't know.
hold on a second. You can't just skim past what you just said. The post office lady sells on Whatnot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dainty.
Right.
Check her out.
Dainty Designs. Her name is Michelle.
I'll
All
check
right.
her out.
Gotta see this. Guys, we gotta check her out. Much respect to the post office workers selling on Whatnot.
Well, she sees all these packages coming in, and she's going, "What's going on here?"
Guys,
So-
can we
Probably is how she discovered it.
tag her, Dainty Designs, tag her in the chat?
So anyway, I was dropping off packages from eBay. We had gotten in this load of health and beauty, and I dropped off, 50, 70 packages, and she said, "You should really look at Whatnot." And we talked about it for a little bit so I could figure it out. And I came back to Lysandra and said, "Hey, we should really look at this Whatnot
And
thing."
I was like, "No."
And she was like, "No, I don't
we
want
just got down to under 70 hours a week. No.
I don't need another stream of revenue."
We're in
Whistling
our
Duck,
warehouse.
Are we very echoey? I mean, is it real bad?
Not on our end. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them
We are on their end, apparently.
Somebody, is there somebody else? Yeah, that might be it. Did you get out of the app?
Oh, yeah. There we go.
That's probably what it is. That's
Is-
what it is. Is it better now?
That was it. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So anyway, so after maybe 2 days, because when I have an idea, when I'm in my head of something, I
8 to 5. Appreciate the raid, my man. We gotta run a giveaway for 8 to 5.
We do.
when I want to do something, I'm kind of a bully about it with Lysandra, and I love her, and I apologize to her a lot, but if I want to do something, I want to do it. And I bugged her pretty relentlessly for about a week on Whatnot. I thought it was something that could be really good.
He had to talk me into it.
Did
He
he?
had to talk me into it
Several times.
several times.
For
And he had
about
to talk me out of quitting too.
A dozen times.
we were pretty relentless for about a week.
So I get it.
I got on Whatnot and I watched shows for about I think 2 days, and then
Yep.
I applied to be a seller,
Yep.
and without him knowing, and I think we were selling in a week
Yeah,
after that.
within a week, December 19th, within a week.
Yeah, you guys grew fast, right?
December 19th of 2024.
No, December
4.
9th. Yeah, December 19th of 2024.
4 months. We've been online 4 months.
Okay.
And you guys have how many followers?
I don't even know.
I think you're
18.
yeah, you're pushing 20
All right. So
in
stop.
4 months.
Stop.
Yeah.
All right, well, first stop, because we got to do our first.
All right.
As soon as this givey is over, guys, get in that givey. I'm gonna pull it, and then we're gonna run the first sponsor givey. If you guys could tag up Rapid Relics, and we're gonna do his sponsor givey real quick, so they're not waiting. Everybody get in that givey.
Let's look up Rapid Relics.
Yeah, go ahead and look that up.
And then we got to jump into how you got from December till now.
Yeah, that's hold
because
that thought for sure.
That's bonkers.
That's wild.
Makes me feel like I gotta get off this podcast and go to work. He's telling me.
I'm not gonna lie, guys.
You know how to. You say it all the time. You
Yep.
got to pay to play.
Yep.
We do.
Come on, yours is the rite of passage.
The rite of passage.
That's
right. That is exactly right. All right, guys, get in that giddy. This is courtesy of Rapid Relics. This is courtesy of him. It's a $10 Amazon gift card. If you do win this, please, well, you should get in it. You should follow him. You shouldn't be in it unless you're following him. And if you do win it, please message, DM us, and your email, and I will send it out to you. Rapid Relics, that's
All right, so before we jump into this, Tony and Lissandro, so Rapid Relics.
Give them a follow, guys.
362 followers, 110 sold, so a brand new seller.
Brand new seller. Let's help them out.
We got to give them some love. We know how hard it is to get up and running on the app. So we followed, and we're bookmarking shows.
You've got shows.
All right,
okay.
So Rapid Relic, first and foremost, not that we are in any position to offer advice, but here's a little unsolicited advice. Get a shit ton of shows scheduled on your show page, regardless of whether you run them at that moment. You can always reschedule. Do not cancel. Reschedule and gain your bookmarks.
That's right.
So first and foremost, get up at least 10 shows at some point in the future, so that when you get in front of an audience, at least you can get some bookmarks, so that when you do run those shows, you have an instant audience to watch.
Just go ahead and just title them something generic, like storage unit finds or something like that, but just make sure you have them up. You can go out 2 weeks if you need to. But every time, especially during something like this, because we will not only get you followers, but we'll get you bookmarks while you're doing this.
And literally,
so
guys,
we'll get you more bang for your buck if you have shows.
And literally, they're brand new. They're 110 items sold, so they're just starting their journey. So you're brand new. So make sure you give them.
You found us, by the way.
Yeah, make sure you give them a follow. Rapid Relics, guys, if they're not posted in the chat already. So their bio, it's always better to promote what you love instead of bashing what you hate. Well, do not go to Whatnot for Resellers on Facebook. That's my weekly. I got to do it once a week, guys. I'm sorry. I got to do it once a week. So, be the friend you need to be happy. So, guys, Rapid Relics, thank you very much.
If you're not following, please give them a follow, guys.
And then Rapid Relics, please get some shows posted. We followed you, guys. We're going to give you some love and welcome to the Whatnot platform. So, again, Rapid Relics, thank you, guys. So,
we got to talk about the followers in 4 months.
Okay. I get it. Rite of passage and all that stuff. That's a big passage, man. How do you go?
You guys are grinding.
I mean, but even if you're doing a bunch of giveaways or a bunch of sponsorships, or if you're in and out of shows, that is an insane amount of people in a very short period of time. So there's got to be something else in the mix. So help us understand as an audience how you go from, hey, I want to do Whatnot because the postal person's going into we're in May and you have almost 20,000 followers. We got to know what that looks like, because I'm sure the audience, including us, were dying to know.
So we did it all. I mean, we did everything, and we've had many people come to us and say, hey, how did you get there? I want to sell on Whatnot. Tell me how to get that type of following. Look, we came into Whatnot fully expecting to lose.
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah. We came into Whatnot expecting to lose money.
At least for the first month.
At least for the first month. We had this entire truckload of health and beauty. We knew nothing about Whatnot. We didn't know how we were going to sell it profitably. And we did all of those things that you said. We started everything at $1. We did lots and lots of giveaways. I mean, and even now we give away
I average 10 an hour.
100 giveaways a show.
Yes.
We got
Yes.
lucky with this truckload that we ended up with close to 10,000 boxes of Mighty Patches, and we give them away. Um,
Promotion.
we promotions. We pay to promote the show. We did in the beginning. We don't so much anymore.
Yeah, we did in the beginning too, and we stopped.
Right.
We stopped doing that.
We promoted
Every show,
every hour. Every hour.
You still do to this day, or before? You mean?
Before
The
our first
Before.
two
Okay.
not.
The first 2 months was every hour. Now it's an hour here or there. It's not a lot.
Right.
But then as we were on Whatnot, not just selling, but in other shows, we've learned that it is more of a community thing. So we started going into all the other shows, doing those sponsorships, or just hanging out and talking with people,
Right.
which gets followers and people over to yours, um, and and just hours of live. We
But
were scheduling 3 shows a week, we
okay.
were running 20 to 35. Hey, congrats, Moody.
Moody, congratulations.
Uh,
Please
we,
do me a favor and send us an email, and just send us your email.
And we get you a digital gift card.
And guys, remember, please follow Rapid Relics. We really appreciate you coming in and
Yeah,
supporting
that
us.
is in honor of Rapid Relics. Thank you, Rapid.
And then we got another one right after this.
but we were scheduling and being consistent with our shows
20 plus hours a week.
20 plus. So Monday and Thursday we would average 5 to 7 hours of live, and then on Saturday used to be 8, and then on Saturday we'd run anywhere from 8 to 15 hours. We put a lot of live time.
All right.
You guys are grinding.
Now wait, hold on a second.
And
So
it
this
shows, but the results show.
this is in addition to your brick and mortar.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, man. The numbers ain't the math ain't mathing.
We
The
have
math ain't mathing. There ain't nothing but 24 hours in a day. You got to sleep. So
We're
still,
averaging
amazing.
120 hours a week of work.
so right
each.
now, yes, we
Each.
work 100 plus hours where we're trying to get Whatnot going. As a business owner, that's how you start a business. You put in the time.
Everything you have.
Yeah, and everything
Yes.
you have. Look, I'm getting like all in my feels again.
Oh, stop.
Oh,
Listen, I felt her the other day when you were doing your Q&A, when you're doing your seller support. She was like, I just felt it. I just felt everything you were saying. Like, I'm like, she's about ready to have a breakdown.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we've had our own breakdowns. I cannot tell you guys how many times I've quit.
last night, guys, we were getting $3 bids on our jewelry. I was having a breakdown off camera.
So I get it, and I know that I don't think that people realize what it really takes to be successful on this app, because it takes everything.
It's a grind.
It really takes everything.
It's not just a grind. It takes everything.
The best words that I call it, and this is just reality, and we're not trying to scare anyone away.
No,
I call this, and I call this app, or the whole platform, it's invasive.
I
It's
wake up
invasive.
dreaming about Whatnot. I swear, I wake up dreaming about Whatnot.
I don't. I just wake up hurting.
Well, so let's talk about this real quick, because we have all types of sellers and buyers listening right now, including us, right?
Yep.
So we have those who have already crossed the threshold, because there is a bell curve, much like most business. I mean, you said something a second ago, which I echoed a little bit earlier about my $150 slap in the face storage unit. It's $150, $150, but I lost the money, right? Like, I bid on that expecting to lose, and I wasn't going to lose sleep about $150. You said you came into this expecting to lose money.
Mhm.
And I will tell you that I probably would imagine that is not the mindset of the majority of people, because nobody likes to lose money. But the reality is most businesses take 2 years to become profitable, depending on the business, even longer. But yet, when you look at seller support, conversations, bitch fest chats and all that kind of stuff, everybody wants to know how they're everybody wants to have the quantum effect, which is they want to start today and be successful by the end of the month.
Not gonna happen.
And then they don't, and then they look at another channel and they wonder why are they successful and I am not. And it doesn't mean that either party is better than the other, but the amount of effort that you guys just said you put in, that is that I would wager the bet that exceeds 95% of people on the app.
Yeah.
You guys do have a brick and mortar as well. You're talking about 100-hour weeks.
Yep.
That is insane level commitment, and it's showing in the results. But I would wager that most people don't go in expecting to have to put that type of energy into building their channel.
Right.
I would just throw this in. When we started Whatnot, we realized, I mean, we did our research, right? But we realized that Whatnot, as decent as it is and was 4 months ago, which doesn't seem like that far back, 4 months, right? Mid-December when we started. It's not that far back. But it's grown tremendously in the last 4 to 5 months. When we first started the health and beauty shows, at any given time, there was probably 20 shows that we were competing against. And if I go live today, I'm competing against 80.
Wow. Yeah. The sellers they're coming in out of nowhere.
Rick and Ralph says your story is making him feel like he has to immediately work harder. And by the way, I kind of feel that way right now too. So
you should. I'm not going to lie. Work hard.
Yes, absolutely.
If you want this as your business, and if you want this as a career, it's work hard. And I'm not, and I don't want to say anything negative about the 8,000 shows I've seen where people are selling stuff on their couch. That's the place to start, right? That's where you're going to start. That's how you do. If you just want it to be a gig side job, then sell in your living room and don't ever do anything else. And
there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't want it as a gig job. I want it as a business.
Right.
I want this to be when we started this, my envision for Lysandra was we'll run it for a couple of months. We'll learn the lay of the land. We'll figure it out. Then we will hire it out and it will just run 24/7 QVC. That was my plan.
Right.
But we have learned that it's just as much about our personalities in the show as it is about the product.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can have the same impact today by hiring it out for someone else.
Yeah, we talked about that. How do you scale? How do you scale that business to that level where you could have it operating a well-oiled machine and only have to show up, to dot the I's and cross the T's. Right?
We're still working on hiring a shipper, right? So we have employees that sort our pallets. We're a liquidation pallet company at its base. And so we do have one employee that runs our store, and we have 3 warehouse employees to go sort the product. But right now, Whatnot is totally Tony and me. We did hire a shipper.
That didn't work out.
Didn't work out. And we have been shy to hire another one, but we have to. Otherwise.
You do. But it is tough. It is tough to find someone you can trust.
Yes.
Your feedback's going to maintain 5 stars.
And trust and productivity. If I'm running a 5-hour show, it needs to be shipped in 1 day. Right. I have to keep my numbers up, right? The metrics have to be what the metrics are. If you can't do that, then you can't do it. I'm sorry. That's your one job.
So chat, while we're asking, because I have several more questions.
It's not.
No,
it's not.
In the chat, any specific questions, please put them in the chat, because again, when I tell you that the idea of this podcast is to hear your story, I want to hear your story. Nita wants to hear your story.
I want to learn from it.
Because I want to know what I can do to get, 2 more degrees of edge in this business.
How do we move the needle farther? Right.
It's not moving the needle 100 points. It's moving the needle 1 point at a time.
Yeah.
And aside from the fact that I have anxiety, I feel like I got to go to work right now. Like,
Green 13's in here.
Oh yeah,
Green 13. We're gonna have him on too, guys.
Yeah, Green 13.
He said he's gonna come on. He's really excited about that. Thanks for coming in.
So let me take a step back for a second, because my brain, I focus linear. do you have any intention to supplant Whatnot or supplant your brick and mortar with Whatnot to where your focus is on one or the other, or do they have their own? They
Our-
both serve their own purpose.
You or me?
Our business, they can't, with pallets, especially when you're talking about consumables, you're always going to get expired product, which you can't sell on Whatnot.
Right.
So right now, our
They're hand in
business
hand.
finally, they're symbiotic. They're hand in hand. One product goes this way, one product goes this way, and it sells both ways.
If it doesn't sell on Whatnot,
Amazing.
go into the store. Period.
Actually, and add to that, because we still have our old antique vintage eBay business sitting in a garage that we're going to liquidate on Whatnot this summer. So, because we're
You guys
done.
are too busy for me, man.
No, but
Do you even have time to do this interview?
I can't believe you agreed to come on here.
I'm not running a show tonight, so yes.
Oh well, we're quitting and we're running.
Thank
So,
you.
no.
All right. So basically, every one of these businesses serves its own separate purpose, right? Because
Yes,
I
it's
can give you 1 second, and I would like you, just for the benefit of those, chat. Is there anyone in the audience that sells makeup
Health
or health
and
and
beauty.
beauty? So
Right, because you guys.
unfortunately, I spend a lot of time on Whatnot for reseller because that's where we get a lot of our ammunition. And there's a really hot topic right now, and I'm sure you guys know this, in the health and beauty, which is, and I'm not calling, I don't know who anybody is, I'm just talking about the topic, selling expired cosmetics. There's an expiration date, there's a code,
some kind of code or something like that.
Can you, for the benefit of those in the chat that might sell health and beauty, that may or may not be thinking about it or may be confused, could you give us sort of a quick?
Or you could find a storage unit full of health and beauty,
Yeah.
right? And
What you can do, what you should look for, so that we don't, so people aren't putting out products that we wouldn't want to receive as the buyer.
I'm going to defer this to Lysandra because she has done hours and hours more research on it than I have.
All right. So I haven't done hours of research. They just came out with it. So on the expiration date, they really didn't change much, right? So on a batch code, a batch is when a product is manufactured, and it's a way to track that product through the system. And each manufacturer is going to have a suggested date after that batch code, 12 months, see, he's already going to interrupt me.
Suggested.
12,
Suggested.
but some might be 12 months, some might
Right.
be 2 months, some might be 3 years. And before, Whatnot would just told you to refer to that batch code and that manufacturer's suggestion. Well, now they've just kind of blanketed it and said nothing over 3 years. As far as products being in the box and being in the original thing that they're sold in,
The packaging?
Like a sealed box.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be in the box as long as the bottle is sealed, from my understanding.
Yes.
Okay.
And to take that out of just the Whatnot requirements, right? These are the things that you should be looking for when you purchase things.
Right.
Whether you're selling here or elsewhere, because there's a lot of sales elsewhere, you have to be aware of the batch codes. Our initial products have come from Amazon, and we did not have batch code issues. Everything there, Amazon. Oh, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't say that. Sorry. Hey, Jeremy. The river is very strict on what they allow, right? So I am fairly safe in the products that I get in those river pallets.
And the nice thing is we have an outlet for that stuff. It's
Correct.
not like we need to push it.
Yeah,
You guys really do have like the perfect.
Yeah, you're playing.
Let's just call it the perfect storm, because it is.
Yeah.
It is. So anything that you can't sell and Whatnot, you can still legally right to the consumer. Now,
Correct.
I'm just curious. So you guys have like your own, like you're talking about the batch codes. So they're now making it a blanket 3 year or something like that on certain products. Is there anything like in the store? How? Because I have been to stores before where things have been expired, but it's a suggested. There's stores everywhere like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you guys, is there a certain amount of time
My
that they can get it?
yeah, in our store, my rule is a year on food
For,
Okay.
of it. There's some food obviously which does not survive, right?
That's like canned goods and stuff like that, right?
Box
Non-perishables.
package
they put,
material stuff. I mean,
they are
mac and cheese is good for 10 years, but once it gets past a year, I try not to sell it in the store.
um,
Right.
on the health and beauty side. My sticklers are vitamins A and K because they lose their efficacy quite quickly after expiration. So does cough medicine, which is really the only thing we're not allowed to sell expired in Kentucky is cough medicine.
Correct.
And then the other thing that I really watch closely is sunscreen.
Screen.
It loses efficacy pretty fast.
Right.
Well,
Right.
and the reason why I'm asking this question, it may seem like a random question, but I'm married and she likes health and beauty and she buys off of Whatnot. And
Not much health and beauty though.
well, I mean, but you have bought
I
stuff,
have, yeah.
right? So I want to understand what batch code means, and I want to make sure that we're not getting something that is going to be harmful to us because the oversight is not as strong as I'm sure people would like it to be. So that means we have to be more aware of what we're buying. So.
Yeah. So is there like a website or something like that where you can put the batch code in?
You can go to a website called Everfresh, and you can
Okay.
type in the manufacturer of whatever product it is in the batch code, and it's
Okay.
going to come back with the date that it was manufactured, and as well as what the manufacturer's suggested lifespan
Yeah.
is.
It probably also
Is it
tracks recalls too, doesn't it?
It should, but I'm not.
That's probably how they track products, where they go, and if they have to recall something, they do it probably based on that code, I would think.
Everfresh.
Everfresh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Everfresh.
All right. So
Everfresh.
all right.
I got
So
everything.
I mean, again, I thought that was valuable. You guys are
No, it's very
you guys
valuable.
are the go-to people, right? We need to understand that because we have to be stewards of our own platform.
Correct.
And our job is not to tattletale on people, but we should know what we're doing to the best we can, and at least be aware of what we're buying as a consumer. So I think that's important.
And we've learned this also. When I first started selling on Whatnot, I didn't know anything about anything.
We knew Kentucky state laws.
I knew Kentucky State
Right.
Law for sure, but I didn't.
Right.
I mean, in general, we come from other selling backgrounds. We know that most outlets like the Bay or the River, we can't sell expired products, so we understand.
Yes, but as far as what a product was, I had no clue. And honestly, 90% of what I sell, I still don't know what it is, right?
Right.
So when we first started selling, I would literally put this on the camera, sell it, move it on, and we learned that some of those products probably shouldn't have been sold. So we have changed now where I take every package or I take every product, I show it on screen, I show its expiration date, I show that it is still sealed,
The batch code.
I show whatever codes I need to show,
Very nice.
and you make a decision to buy it or not buy it. But I have shown you everything about this product before
Right.
for auction.
Guys, and it kudos to you because we're consumers on the app, and again, we don't buy a ton of beauty products, health and beauty, but I've been in a lot of streams, and I will probably tell you the majority of people don't do that. So kudos to you, and I would tell the audience that anyone that buys health and beauty, these are the type of people that I want to buy from. Now, I'm working on something to grow more hair. Do you guys have anything to grow more hair? Or
100%.
so,
He has hair, he just shakes it off.
I just shaved it off.
So real quick, let's get our next sponsor giving in. That's Tony, our man. He always comes in.
I was in this chat earlier.
Tony Suave. Can you guys please tag him in the chat? Oh, somebody already
I
did.
called him Tony.
I'm gonna go
Tony
ahead
Wavy for
and
like
start that.
What do you want?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. On demand.
He doesn't need it. All he does is shave.
Freaking
I know, she's
demand.
going right to it. All he does is shave it off.
Guys, that was
He
not
doesn't need it.
that was not free play, by the way.
All right, guys, this is our second sponsor giving,
Guys,
courtesy of Tony Suave. Please,
I was in Tony's show earlier today.
before you get in that giving, go to him, to his profile, give him a follow.
He's got a badass assortment of Disney.
He's got
bags.
shows that we need to bookmark. I've got one bookmarked already.
Next show is 510.
Yeah, next show is 510. Guys, I know he does a lot. He's got a lot of Disney. He does a lot of Disney stuff.
He's got a lot of
He buys a lot too. He's such a great supporter.
yeah,
like Tony, I love you, dude.
yeah,
You're
been a
such an
tremendous
amazing
supporter.
man.
He was talking earlier, for those that are looking for lounge fly, soft tag, hard tag.
He's got some, right?
He was talking about how many bags he has, and he wants to run some shows. So
Please,
anybody looking for lounge
give him a
fly,
follow.
certainly give him a follow.
Bookmark his shows.
But his shows are great.
Before
He's
you get in that
good
giving.
dude, really good dude. So Tony, we appreciate you as always.
Sponsoring
Always
the giving,
appreciate
we really, really appreciate it.
I sell everything. Disney storage estates, new every kind of trading card.
I mean, he's been growing. Look at him. He's at 5,400. And I think when he started this, when we first met him, he was only at like 1,200.
Yeah,
so he's doing really well.
5.0 rating. So he's
got 5 stars, guys.
Business, so. Tony, as usual, man.
Give him a follow if you're not already.
Guys, make sure you bookmark his shows. Make sure you follow him. Tony's a good dude, honest, and he's a huge supporter of the app. So.
And actually, he's in Ohio, I think. I think he's in Ohio too. He's an Ohio guy too. Yep.
I wanted to ask you something about your giveaways because
talked about that last podcast.
For all intents and purposes, you said we pay to play. Right? I mean, let's just call it what it is. Right? We all do in some way, shape, or form.
Sure.
So I was looking at a bunch of your reviews just to get a feel. I mean, your reviews are amazing. And I see a lot of people that give you tremendous feedback because of the cool giveaways that you give away, right? So talk to us for a second, because let me give you a little bit of a backstory. So we last week sat down and we did an audit of last year, 2024. And if anyone's been in our shows, you know, for some reason we do crazy giveaways and all kinds of gift cards and stuff. But we ended up calculating that we did about $7,000 just in gift cards alone last year, not including PS5s and gifts and stuff, and blah, 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 and all kinds of other stuff. Just in
switches,
just in basically gift cards.
Right.
And then we reassessed some things for this year. So I'm asking you this because you guys have clearly do tons of giveaways. How do you see that affecting your business moving forward? Do you still intend to give away the same amount of stuff that you guys have given away? Or is that one of those things where the further you go down the line, you start to reduce the amount of giveaways and the expense to your business? Because at some point it does become a very large expense.
Whose answer do you want first? Because we just
here we go. The War of the Roses. Here we go.
Well, I hope it's 2 different opinions.
Yeah.
I really hope it's 2 different opinions because I want to hear it. I want to hear if you guys have the same conversations that we have.
Okay, so I will start. A couple of weeks ago, we had a discussion about giveaways, and I wanted to start doing something more than just Mighty Patches, because while I got 10 to 12,000 boxes in a truckload, I'm going to run out soon, right?
Right.
And it's like, well, what do we do next as far as giveaways? Go ahead.
I don't want to do giveaways.
And I do, and I want to increase them. So I said, let's run a test for a few shows, and let's just do some Amazon gift cards, and let's see if it increases traffic into the show, and or does it increase money spent?
And it does.
It does.
It does.
Our shows have declined over the last 6 weeks, and I feel it's because we are still running out of the same truckload of product.
It is.
Right. You're running the same thing.
When I get a truckload, it's 30,000 units of health and beauty.
Right.
And I've run 2 truckloads in the last 5 months. But as you get to so much, you're just saturating the market with the same product over and over again.
Right.
Which is why we started giving away Mighty Patches.
We had too many of them.
When we first got them, we were selling them, and they were selling for $2, $3, $4 a box, and they got down to less than $1 a box. And I said, why would I sell them for $1 a box when I can use them for giveaways and marketing? And it's way more profitable for us to do that rather than to make $1 to make 54 cents.
Right.
So we started using it strictly as giveaways. But I felt that the product, being as repetitive as it was, lessened the amount spent in our day-to-day show. And it did. First to back that up.
Closet, congratulations. Just shoot me your email. DM us your email so we can send you the $10 gift card. It'll be an Amazon digital gift card courtesy of Tony Suave, guys.
Tony Suave. Or
Please make
as
sure
I
you
called
give
him,
him a
Tony,
follow.
Tony Wavy. I called him for 3 months. He never corrected me.
Yeah.
I still call
Tony
him that.
Suave.
I still call him Tony Wavy.
Didn't mean to interrupt you, but I want to cover that real quick.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I get it. So
No, but that makes sense. That makes sense.
Lysandra and I, and if Jeremy's still in here, we visit other seller support shows. We are in them regularly. And one of Jeremy's big thing is don't give away.
Jeremy is no giveaway.
He's no giveaway. No giveaway.
As far as I've been in many of his chats,
And
he's anti-giveaway all the way.
And I have tested it. And I will tell you this. With our shows a couple weeks ago where we started doing Amazon gift cards on top of the Mighty Patches, we increased our viewers by 75%. And it was about a 15% increase in the dollar amount spent on the product that we felt was stale.
Right. So you strike me as a data and detail guy, right?
We're a tester.
Right. So which is good, right? Because analytics are everything in this business. Metrics are everything.
100%.
So at the end of the day, you've determined that because giveaways we believe giveaways do increase the algorithm.
That's what I think
some
it
other
is.
things in there.
So,
at the end of the day, what you're saying is, from a profitability standpoint, all things considered, it is actually better to do more giveaways because it affects the metrics across the board than not to do giveaways.
Look, here's my version of the number.
I'm asking you that because I would imagine there's a lot of people in the chat right now going, because
we are?
That's a big thing. Giveaways is a big thing. You got Gibby Goblins, you got cost.
Yep.
You got what we did in the beginning, which we were giving away gift cards and paying $3.87 before we recognized you could send them in an envelope. You got all these things, but most people can't afford.
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with your status, but most people don't have an extra budget of $300 a month or $100 a month for giveaways.
Right.
So what we're talking about is super important because it's a business decision. You can take the emotion out of it and say the metrics say, if for every $5 I give away, here's what it means to the business.
Right.
So that's the reason why I'm asking.
Right.
So here's before you start, here's my view of it. If I give away a product like a Mighty Patch that I'm going to sell on average for $1 a unit, and I'm doing 15 of these an hour, it's $15 that I've lost, plus the shipping, which once we finally did learn to take them out of the box and use the plain white envelope and stop paying for shipping. Oh my gosh, we were so pissed off at each other that we didn't know this ahead of time.
Thousands of
We lost.
It was costing us $9.76
to send out a $5 gift card.
So altogether, no. So that's the $5 plus the
gift card
change,
plus the
because we're sending it ground.
Which, by the way, hopefully no one in the chat is doing that. We raise our hands and say we did it for 5 months.
Yep.
If you're sending out gift cards and you're not using a plain white envelope, or if you're sending out stickers, patches, or anything that can fit in a plain white envelope, you should be paying no more than 70 some odd cents in shipping. So hopefully you guys aren't doing what we did. But sorry, go ahead.
No. The Mighty Patches were kind of a happy little accident, right?
They were.
I mean, I would have rather have sold these for half price. They're $14 on Amazon a box, but they did work great for a marketing standpoint for us.
Yep.
My opinion, though, if we started promotions, giveaways, sponsored giveaways in other people's rooms, was to gain a following quickly and find our people that resonated with us. And we have a pretty consistent 40 to 70 people that are in our shows every time we have a show.
Yes.
I feel like going forward, we should be focusing on those 40 to 7 buyers. And when we're focusing on them, we will organically grow more people. What?
I agree with Kraken.
Let's see what he says real quick. Not to interrupt. Sorry, I would say 5% of new to the channel give you winners will buy something in my show worth it for me to do give you, especially when they become repeats.
Right.
And that is the idea.
That's how I see it too. I kind of see it that way too.
And you never know when they're going to be a buyer. It could be this show, next show, or 2 shows down the road.
That's exactly right. Listen, if you give away 100 things and you get one customer out of it that is with you long term, it's worth all the giveaways to everybody else.
Well, I mean, and if
That's a
anyone
true
will
story.
say,
I actually never looked at it that way.
if you read any type of business book
Everybody-
or anything like that, or any type of marketing books, or been to any kind of marketing training, it takes about that much time and money to get a simple return. That's
Correct.
just how it is.
Correct.
It's really not any different than when I was a realtor and I had to farm certain neighborhoods. But it took money to farm those neighborhoods. It took actions to farm that neighborhood.
And there's with no
And it took
expectation,
months
with no
for me to do
expectation
it.
of an immediate return.
Right.
There can't be any
If I-
expectation.
And I would get like 3 or 4 buyers out of it.
If I get into Philly Flipper's room and sponsor a giveaway during his Seller Help show, and I get 50 followers out of it, and one buyer
Comes into your show next.
that comes into my show, sees what we have to offer, and then comes back subsequently 3 times a week for the next 2 months,
Right.
more than paid for the sponsorship,
Mhm.
and we have a customer.
Right.
This is super important, guys. Super important, because here's the other missing element. Not to interrupt. Here's the other missing element. Once the buyer crosses your threshold, then it's up to you guys to perform as
Yes.
That's right. But
so you
gotta
already
retain
know
them.
what you bring to the
Right.
table. So it's like, bring them on. I know what I'm going to do once you cross the threshold. Let me do my job. So if it takes $15 to get one person in a room and you're giving me a shot at their business, I'm pretty confident I should be able to retain them as a customer.
Lysandra has done the numbers, and over the course of 5 months, we average spend, what is it, $1.20 per follower?
Yeah, something like that.
Per follower.
I mean, I know the first month our marketing spend on Whatnot was $3,000.
Yeah, so it sounds like about almost $3,500 to $4,000 a month.
That's
Quick
about
math
right.
in my brain.
That's about right.
Yep.
You buy friends. I call it buying friends.
Okay, well let's go down that road for 1 second, because now we're getting into the metrics. So if you don't mind sharing,
We don't mind.
out of the, let's call it, just to make the numbers round, 3 times 5 months is 15,000, just to make the numbers round.
Yep.
Would you say that you're net positive, net neutral, or net negative on your advertisement spend if you spent 15 grand?
Without a
Okay.
doubt, net positive.
I mean,
On just the promotion and advertising and marketing budget, at least a factor of 3.
Wow.
I mean, that's compelling.
I mean,
Because
that's typical marketing.
Because then it's exponential on that customer for the balance of the year.
Right.
Correct.
Right?
So, I mean, again, you have to. We went in this with the mindset that we will probably lose money the first month. It's going to cost money to make money, and that's just the way business is. We still today, I mean, we still do giveaways. We're experimenting with gift cards. We give away those buyers giveaways, our Chubb
Our
boxes,
Chubbs, they're
every single
super
show.
popular.
Those Chubb boxes, and I'm not belittling any of my people in this show who might still be sticking around, but I have been on a Saturday show for 14 hours, and those Chubb boxes keep those ladies in my room for 14 hours.
Which is all that matters. Nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd.
They might leave, but I can tell from when they're ordering in our show that they left for an hour or 2,
Yep.
came back to see if we were
Yep.
to the point of ending our show, bought more.
Yep.
I've even seen on orders where they've left again and then come back an hour later and bought a third time.
I mean, we can see one person bought item 16, 17, 18, 19. Then they came back and bought 200 through 225. And then they came back and bought 350 through 370.
Right. So you're time stamping your purchases based. That's actually pretty good. I like that.
Yep.
Do you guys offer reduced shipping or anything during the show?
We max it out. With the health and beauty, we max it at $9.21.
Right,
You
because
do,
worst
okay.
case scenario, you can fill up a flat rate box for $9.21. If they go above and beyond that, they're spending a bunch of money, I'm guessing.
100%.
Yes.
Right, so it doesn't matter if it's a little.
So by the way, this doesn't suggest that you can't be successful without running giveaways. None of this is to suggest that.
You can.
We
You
think you
absolutely
can.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just going to be a slower pace.
We think you can, but I'm impatient.
So, but that
Exactly.
Clearly.
Exactly.
back to the rite of passage that Bill talks about, right?
Yes.
You're either going to pay in money
Or
to
you're going
get
to pay with time.
to popularity faster, or you're going to pay with your time, and it's just going to take you longer to grow that audience and
Correct.
grow that room count.
That's true.
I pay with what money?
Right.
And
We're all going to pay.
Right.
Was it coming out of the left pocket or the right? By the way, just so you guys know, I am so thankful that you took the time to break that down, because the start of this was we did a little reconciliation, and we got to the point where we go, holy shit, that's a lot of gift cards, right?
Yeah, we need to rein this in.
Now, we haven't taken it to the point to look at what our return, because to some extent you can't measure some of that stuff, right? To some extent.
yeah, it's
You
hard.
guys have given me and us, I think, some more ammunition to look a little bit deeper behind the scenes and look at different ways to measure the return. Because Nita is of the opinion, and I'm of the opinion, because she's convinced me that you do the algorithms. First of all, you're not getting as many followers because people have to follow, right, in order to get get into the giveaway.
Yep.
It does affect the algorithm, right? For I don't know how or why, but apparently that is a thing. So all signs point to, for our business, giveaways make sense, but it is a hard pill to swallow. $7,000 in gift cards plus 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 plus.
I know.
If you don't put it into perspective,
I know.
And
right?
We agree.
hey,
It's hard. It's a hard.
Here's where I've come to terms with, and I've already told him this, and we said this, I believe it was the last podcast, but to me, I think that, and this is just because, I've been in sales my whole life. I've been in marketing my whole life since I can even remember, like my early 20s. And what I think we need to do is, yes, keep doing those givvies, but how do we make those givvies nothing but marketing for ourselves?
Yeah, and that's
we have to become master marketers.
Well, it's not only.
It has to be branded in some way. Every single thing that gets shipped out to anyone that's on our platform.
I don't disagree with that, but I would say this: no matter what you do, Whatnot's algorithm has a purpose, and we know that giveaways are part of it. We know that constantly running auctions is a part of it. We know
the chat,
we
move
know
in.
that the chat is part of it. We know that the hearts are part of it and shares are part of it. We know all of those are part of that algorithm.
Right.
And to keep that algorithm up, it's a combination of everything, which is why when we started doing it, our goal was 60 items per hour to make sure that we run fast enough to let that algorithm take
Right.
effect with what we're doing. But
And you guys strictly stay in the health and beauty category, right?
no,
Oh, you don't?
no, we sell food, we sell health and beauty, we
We've done
have
jewelry
sold
shows.
jewelry, and I
Okay.
have 5,000 square foot of vintage product that was going on the bay that's going to go on Whatnot.
You're gonna clear it out. Okay.
Shows about on Whatnot when I'm in other people's shows. I pretty well stick with vintage categories and glass categories, and my hope is to organically kind of get a following for because I want to do dollar starts on my vintage, but
we don't want to do
I'm
dollar
scared the
starts on the
crap.
vintage.
We don't do dollar starts. We stopped that a long time. We maybe did that for a span of, I don't know, a month or so. And when you start doing the math and break it down, which I'm sure you have, what you make when you sell something for $1,
and
I'm not gonna spend my time doing that.
break up a whole different game shipping than health and beauty, right? I can put 30 to 40 items in a large flat rate box and
Vintage,
very little bubble wrap and other packaging.
Right.
Whereas on vintage,
it's a whole different
it's 17 cents on every single sheet of bubble wrap that you're putting in there.
And if I sell a Blinko vase for $1, you know how testy I'm gonna be?
Oh man. Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna be what we call crying inside.
And it's gonna be, you know what it is? It's gonna be instant regret that you ran it.
Well, again, so you guys sell vintage jewelry. We don't really sell a lot of vintage jewelry. We had our show last night, and Nita did a tremendous job of keeping everyone sane. And every time something sold for $3, I'm just letting you know I was crying inside.
Yeah.
I was like, this can't be it. This can't be it. So the show ended up working out well, thanks to a lot of people. Whoever was on the show last night, Tara whistling.
It was funny.
There's so many people that supported
There
us.
was a grind. There was a quote. We had like 17 people in the room, but I just kept going.
So what's interesting, right?
No,
So
we gotta sell this.
our job is not to convince the audience. Our job is to have you guys tell your story. and we're simply sharing our story. But with that being said, we're running a poll. And do you run constant giveaways during your stream? It's 2/3, 1/3, in essence, no to yes.
No to yes.
So 2/3 of the audience says no, 1/3 of the audience says yes. So it just goes to show you everyone runs their business different, but for different reasons.
If I could just throw one thing out there for that poll alone, the 2/3 that do not run constant giveaways, try it for 1 month.
Right.
See what your increase.
Squeeze something out, whether it be, you know, a cool card or
Patches,
we do patches, we do stickers, we're doing stickers
But
today.
make sure you
And
go
they're
back.
not cheesy stickers,
Well,
they're really cool
there's
stickers.
one caveat there, guys. One caveat. You have to take it to the next level. You can't just do it. You have to be willing to dig in and evaluate the metrics.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Correct.
I'm a data nerd. I love researching and I look at our analytics every day.
Yes.
Me too. Oh, that's a great. Do you guys have your wings yet?
No,
we don't.
We're on our way. We are on.
Wait,
Well, share why. If you
I want to tell you guys why. So
for the benefit of the audience, because it's one of those things you don't know until you go, holy shit, I wish I was.
And it kind of ties into the gibbies. So here's the deal. So I just started because of the new wing thing and all that. I started looking at. I'm like, why is this saying that? I knew that you had to do a quality listing. I knew that. I started doing that. Right, the picture and everything. Even if you just have standard weights that you're using, just make sure you add a picture. No matter what it is, though, if there is an option for condition, because something in storage unit, there's no option for condition,
and neither
is that in beauty.
Right. So don't worry about it there. But when you create that one-piece card for the gibbies and you do the first class envelope, when you do one-piece card, there is a place where you do condition, and I didn't do that.
Yep.
For a while, I was like, they were like, you want to skip? I'm like, yeah, skip. So I had no idea that was killing us.
Our gibbies cost us our wings.
So we were at the last time around.
Go figure that.
Yeah, so we were at 54%.
We don't have
it
because
less than a month.
Yeah, but if you change it, just so you know, it took us less than a month to turn it around. We're now at like 87%, and we will have our wings.
So the amount of giveaways that we gave away cost us, you know. And that's, again,
but that's okay. We should
have done a better job.
It's just another lesson learned.
It just goes to show you.
We could pass on to somebody else.
Yeah, you got to pay attention to every little aspect of this. It's no different than the Bay or Amazon or anyone else. Like, there's metrics all over. I come from the insurance industry. She comes from the insurance industry. I did that for 20 years. We measured performance in 15-minute increments. Yep. 15-minute increments. How many calls did you make? Every metric you could possibly think of in the insurance business, we measured 10 times every day. Mm-hmm. So we come from that environment, and the truth be told, Whatnot is no different. You just got to take a few minutes to figure out where the data is and then figure out what to do with it. So, which we didn't do a good job in this respect.
So where are you guys at on that?
So we sold neck massagers.
Adult neck massagers. So
part of jumping in a little too fast, and
we've got like 10 cases of neck massagers that we don't know what we're going to do with.
So in reality, we'll find these things in pallets, right? And it was one of the things where I would keep, and I still do, I just don't utilize it, but I would keep a fun box right behind the phone.
He's not lying.
I have a fun box. And whenever the show was getting quiet or
dull, pull out a neck massager?
I pull out a neck massager and go, oh, what do we have now? And we start, and dude just blows up chat, blows everything up. We have like 20 minutes of fun with it. And then they convince me to auction it off. And at the beginning of it, I was really embarrassed about those types of things.
Oh my gosh, she was so
because I mean, this is ridiculous.
And his mom comes to our show every night.
My mom is in every show. Every single show, my mom is in this. And I pull out a massager, and there's my mom. And like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this in front of my mom. But here we go. But it works. It works to keep the chat engaged with the show, right?
Mikessa's right. We only did I Love Discounts after dark, after Mom left.
We named it Infatuated Discount, or I Love Discount After Dark Hour. So eventually we would do that. one time we went to Gatlinburg on a vacation earlier, February? It was probably February, March, maybe.
It was your birthday.
Oh, it was my birthday. We went for my birthday. And we did a show in the hotel for after dark hour. And that's all we were planning on doing was some jewelry and neck massage.
Massagers.
Yeah.
That was the show.
That was the show that got us in trouble.
So here we have so many brand new, sealed in the box. And I'm like, what are we going to do with these?
We have a whole warehouse full.
We literally do.
Do not put them on the show. So,
No.
so we did that Saturday show. And as we were coming home, we had scheduled a phone call with Whatnot, who wanted to talk with us about existing businesses coming onto Whatnot and what they needed to do better and to cater to existing businesses. And they scheduled a call with us, and we had a call and talked to them. And we talked for 45 minutes or whatever it was. That afternoon,
was like 45 minutes later.
45 minutes after that call, we got a ding on our account from the Saturday show of selling neck massagers.
Oh, man. And so that's what prevented you from, because you had like a warning or something?
Yeah. So we're still waiting on the wings.
Yeah, I was actually saying to myself, I didn't realize we could sell neck massagers because
you can
schedule a show tomorrow.
We have 1,500
actually, we started giving them away in our Chubs, but we found out now you can't even do that. We can't even give them away.
No.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, that story is probably better than our story. I'm just saying. Because we don't have a fun box. So I would imagine if we're chilling and they're like they're on stream and he goes into his fun box. Oh, what kind of show is this?
Wake up, people. Wake up, people. Well, it's like us and our pickle. We're always playing with our pickles. So.
We are.
We have a 25-pound bucket of lube. Like, the amount of crap we have it's stupid.
I wonder, could you sell that? I wonder if you could sell that on there.
Yes,
you can sell lube.
But okay.
Shipping.
Are we talking about selling lube right now? Is that what just happened?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So chat. Amazing.
Astro
Tony, Cassandra, amazing.
Oh my God! Look at this. Look at this bucket of good Lord.
Holy shit! Who needs that?
Who in the hell? Oh, that's got to be for some kind of medical purposes.
Who the hell knows? I don't know.
It literally says lube.
Or a group get together.
Did he?
I like
get together. You guys have pulled out hair restoration products and a 5-gallon bucket of lube on demand.
Diddy party.
On demand.
Everyone's saying Diddy party.
Never.
Tony and Lysandra, any questions for them? I have a couple more questions, but we want to make sure the chat's able to ask you guys directly. Guys, any questions directly for Tony and Lysandra, please put it in the chat. So, a couple things while we're waiting for some questions that come across.
Sure.
What would you do different, knowing what you know now that you didn't do then? Go back, rewind back to the beginning.
What were some of your hardest lessons?
And what would you do different?
That'd probably be hardest
5
lessons,
months down the road.
right? Yeah.
So,
I would have hired someone to do the show for me from the start.
what's up, Aaron?
Really? That way you could have always had someone else in that position and
Then
not me.
that person could have grown the show and it wouldn't have become about us as much as it is the product.
You're right. That's a good point. That's a good way
it's tough, right? Because there's a high level of trust in that.
And there's a whole level of cost in it up front.
Yes. There's a whole different level of cost. But if I knew then what I know today, I would have hired them and let it grow around them versus us.
I think that would be really hard to do though, because as we've seen it, as we talk to people, not everybody, you'd have to find that special person because not everybody's cut out for this.
You have to find somebody that's willing to pull out a neck massager and a 5-gallon bucket of lube on the spot.
That's
not easy to do, guys. I'm just telling you right now. It's not easy to do.
Kraken, hold on. Before you say that, he talked about hiring the young female or whatever. No.
For us,
it's men. I would have to hire Aaron.
Oh my gosh. I had Aaron replace me one time in a show and our girls went wild.
They went nuts.
Wild.
So for us, it would have.
Where's that hair care? Where's it? I got to step up my game. Because
So
clearly I'm not,
you hire the strippers, I'm hiring the Chippendales, and it will be fun.
Now, you guys, I've been in your shows, but I've always been in your shows.
we like them
You
both
don't
too.
face the camera. No, you don't face the
No,
camera in your shows.
I
Right? Okay.
highlight the product.
So
Right.
we
Okay.
small products. We didn't want to have to sit here and hold up a product like
Yeah, that's too much.
and
Too
it's
much.
much easier if it's facing us too while it's facing you so we can get all the information to you.
Right.
Should be about the product on small things. Clothing,
Sure.
bigger items, that's not going to work.
Right.
My seller support shows, I decided it was better to have a connection and to let
Definitely.
people see me.
Yeah.
Tony's getting used to it. I think this is only like his 5th time on camera
Whatever.
in 5 months.
Oh, that's cool, man. Guys, I can't tell you, you guys are super busy. We appreciate, again, telling your story is amazing because there's so much information in here.
Everyone we get on here, we're like, we could talk for hours. There's so much that we can talk about.
Because we have a student mentality, so I'm asking questions that are hopefully beneficial to the chat, but beneficial to us as well, because we're still trying to get we have to do. So
It's a navigation. I mean, it's a navigation.
Thanks for the reminder, Mom.
So our 10th,
is Mom in here?
yes, S. Graham. So our
Talking
10th,
about the tarantula.
our 10,000 follower show, Tony had never shown his face yet. Like mine had been shown,
Oh.
but Tony had never shown his face. So we hyped it up a bunch. And then there was a bet that we got these chocolate covered tarantulas and crickets and worms in one of our pallets. And it was an agreement that you would eat the tarantula.
Yes.
And then Allie gave you so much crap that on our 15,000 follower show,
one of our customers, one of our regular people, agreed that on our 15,000 follower show, she would eat something on camera also.
Oh, okay.
But that
I like it.
but that 10,000 follower show with the tarantula was the first time that I showed my face on camera.
So Tony, you've told your side of the story. Miss Graham, how did you feel about your son introducing the neck massager live on screen? If you don't mind,
Oh my God.
the sons always tell the story different. If you don't mind, please share with us how you felt about your son and his SpongeBob.
Yeah, Mom. How did you feel about it?
Sandy Graham's about the hippest
My
grandma
mom,
ever.
honestly, my mom's cool as hell. She really is.
All right, so guys, first of all, your seller support. Lasandra, talk to us about your seller support.
Yeah, when is that?
How can people find that and get, because I love it. It's amazing. So more people need to make sure that they're tuning into your seller support.
So we actually were switching up our days. I was doing them Wednesday and Fridays,
Yep.
but now I'm trying to do them on Saturday and Mondays. One, I did not want to compete with Philly Flipper or Green 13. So I tried to stay away from those days that they do them, but also just because we're trying to figure out what schedule works best for us to keep our minimum of 20 hours live selling, being able to ship that product, and then adding these seller support shows in. We don't talk a ton about Whatnot because I'm new to Whatnot and constantly learning too. It's typically more business questions.
It's typically more business questions, but we feel free to ask Whatnot questions. If we don't know it, we'll find out or direct you to someone who does. But it's more about the business side of running a business on Whatnot.
Yeah,
So you're going to do two Q&As a week.
Yeah.
You've built your following up in 4 months to 18,000. I don't think you guys give yourselves enough credit for what you've achieved.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
You guys, like that's
bonkers.
That is amazing.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
I know that you're probably pulling your hair out at certain things and all that, but man,
well,
kudos to you guys. Like honestly,
here's something to think about. And guys, I don't know how much time you have, but we have mail time, which is quickly become our favorite segment. We have our mail time set up, so we'd love for you guys to join us if you have the time. We'll do that here in a couple of minutes. But
we have all the.
There's a lot of people that, as we talked about, that don't really understand what it takes to go from zero, because you guys went from 0 to 100. Yeah. And you did it in a very short period of time. So it has to be inspirational to all of us to hear that you can pay dues. It's that short-term pain is basically what it is.
Yep.
but the results are amazing in a very short period of time. And
Agreed.
now you can determine which way you want to go. We talked about whether to do giveaways moving forward or whether you don't do giveaways, different changes in the business. But now you guys are on the other side where you can kind of sit back and evaluate what to do to continue to grow your business. Because I think once you pass that 15,000,
you're already scaling your business.
yeah, once
you're
you pass
already
15,000 followers and you get close to 20,000, which we're still under 15. I think the numbers start to work where you can, as long as you maintain your business,
you can turn your channel into anything you want it to be.
And that's where I am on giveaways. We'll never stop doing our buyers giveaway, our Chubb box. It's too integral to our show. But the every 5 minutes is what I want to get back on because we have our following, we have our people, and I feel like we just need to nurture them.
Right.
And, I don't know. It remains to be seen who's going to win that one.
Well, either way, it's working. So it's not like it's a no-win situation.
No, but as a tester in my soul, I will test every scenario.
Right.
And giveaways are going to be one of those, and I'm going to give them their chance with other types besides just mighty patches. I'm going to give them a chance. We're going to look at the numbers, and is it worth it? Then it is what it is. It's the cost of business.
And Tony, I may reach out to you just to pick your brain a little bit more on how you kind of manage those analytics. Because at some point, I think you have to stand back. Which again, we haven't done a great job of this at a higher level, but we have to get granular, stand back, and evaluate these things because these are business expenses that you have to figure out whether or not they're working for the organization. And I think we know that, but if someone says, "Show me hard data," I wouldn't be able to do that. I would just have to say, I think.
Well, I think everyone, if you're going to own a successful business and you want it to grow and you want to be successful, you have to audit yourselves. You have to audit what you're doing on a constant basis.
On everything. Not just giveaway, not just marketing, but
no, across the
everything.
board. And in reality, Bill, the analytics are there. What provides really
they are really good
analytics, and you can see show to show what you did right or wrong. For the most part, you can see it's there. It's all right there for you. You don't need to keep your own data. It's there. Do promotions work? They will tell you if your promotions are working. Are your giveaways bringing more people in? You look at one show versus the next show and you see that. Are your new customers increased from show to show?
Ooh.
You can see that. Ooh, what?
I will say this about giveaways. My last seller support show, I did not do any giveaways, and I normally always do them.
During the show.
Yeah, because you were out of town and you couldn't send them.
Yeah.
I was in that show, right.
Seller support shows typically will get anywhere from 80 to 100 people on them in the morning.
The non-giveaway
shows, while I was on vacation, 30 max.
Yeah.
30 max.
And you talked about that actually. Yep. Yeah.
Now, it's a seller support show. There's no selling going on. It's not that big of a deal, but that's 50 people on average missing out of that show that could have potentially come to one of our sales shows.
Right. And all it takes, as we pointed out earlier, is one conversion.
That's it. 100%. 100%.
Strangely enough, I've never really thought of it that way. So, I mean, you think of it in terms of future buyers, but not just one conversion. All right, guys, I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna get the mail stuff ready. While you guys,
we're gonna do mail time.
Yeah, we're gonna do mail.
Are you guys gonna hang out on mail time, or because
mail time?
I'm on a spending ban because
I know. Oh, don't worry, we're not. So we have stuff.
Well, first of all, that's not something we should brag about.
Well,
Anita's not on a spending. She always has. She always finds a way to spend. Guys, we have a big package today.
Are you gonna let them choose it?
Yeah, we're just gonna look at the size of this thing. I don't even know what's in here. So here's the problem that we have. We buy stuff and I don't even know what it is. Okay, so all right, let's switch you up a little bit. Hold on a second, guys. So for those that don't know, if you're just coming in for the first time, thank you for joining us. This is mail time. So what we do, is we open up random packages that we buy, so you guys can see as a buyer what we see.
I know it's
And the last couple of weeks we've had some mixed results. Last week, Blackbird was on, and she got a couple of good packages, but she got one not so good package. So the idea, guys, is to show you what we see as the buyers, even if we're sellers, buy too, right? So it's important to know how these packages are coming.
So you're not gonna let them choose the numbers
We're
if they
gonna do
want?
them all.
Oh, you're gonna do them all. Okay,
Do them
we're
all.
doing them all. We're giving you guys extra surprises today. Double prizes.
All right, so
That's not gonna work for you. I got you.
I can't believe you guys don't play the Blues Clues song.
Oh my God, Bill's just running away from me. I don't know what's going on right now.
well, she's in the. What are you doing?
I'm getting you a thing.
I'm good. All right. You know, by the way, so also the other part of mail time is we highlight the seller that does the best job.
This one is not going to be good.
Okay, so can you guys?
Yeah, they
You
can
guys
see
see
it
this?
already. Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah, this one's already got some strikes.
All right. Well, again, you won't know who it is.
Oh,
Wow.
that's not it.
All right. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Okay. I don't even know who this is from. All right. So you can see it comes packaged.
There was no like paper in there at all. Oh boy.
You guys know I like Pokemon. Who did I buy this from?
I don't know.
me.
Looks like you ate somewhere.
Got me in Canada. Wasn't me.
I don't know who this is. All right.
Yeah.
So anyhow, you guys can see these are bubble wrapped. What the hell's going on here?
You don't even know this is.
I have no idea who this is. All right. So you guys can see.
Not even from the label?
No, I don't even know.
Oh, that's right, because it has.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, one other pro tip: if you are a seller, please put your business name on your label when it goes out for the people that buy, so they know where it's coming from.
So there's no packing or anything down there, guys. With the boxes and stuff.
All right. So you guys see it, right?
And they use so this is almost used as paper.
So this will be box number 1. This will be box number 1.
All right. Okay.
I'm kind of anxious to go through and see what the hell I bought. Box number 1. That's so bad.
Did I throw chickens?
You better make sure that one is still functional.
Perpetual treasure. Well, in that fashion, they weren't supposed to. We've talked with several postmasters in our area that claim it is okay to use them inside as long as you're using flat rate boxes and shipping flat rate.
As long as you're shipping priority mail, you can use priority mail packaging. And we
Inside?
padded those bubble mailers all the time in our flat rate boxes because they have said it's okay to do that.
You're the second person I've been
Tony?
told. You're the second person that said that.
Boy, if you get on Whatnot for reseller, boy, they're gonna make fun of you.
Hey,
I don't care if the postmaster is
Hey,
told.
listen,
Hey,
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just telling you there are some people on there that don't need to be anywhere around talking about shipping. All
we
right, so this is box number 2. All right, so it looks like
The thing is inside there.
the thing's inside here.
Don't. Oh.
is it a neck massager?
Wow.
Let's go.
That bad boy.
You guys see it? So it arrives safe and sound. Package on the sides, package on the bottom.
I don't know what that is, but somebody knows how to pack a shipment.
All right, so we did.
Well, they got lucky. They got lucky because this had its styrofoam. So that's
well,
simple.
Right.
Simple.
Styrofoam.
That's what I'm talking about.
So this
styrofoam.
box replaced the outer box, but still.
Right.
It's still packaging on the side.
No, it's perfect.
All right, so we like that one. So this is package number 2, guys. So we're going to call this the Dragon package. The first package we're going to call the Spawn package.
Spawn package. Got you. Okay.
All right, so this week is not so bad so far, guys.
Yeah, we didn't do our intro song. We didn't do our mail song because you jumped up and left me. Jeez.
You gotta have that stuff ready to go.
We're off our game, guys. We're off our game.
You can still play it.
I can still play it? No.
It's never a bad time for Blues Clues. All right,
Never.
guys, this is package number 3. It's Fred G. Oh.
I already got it pulled up.
Nada.
Hot and cold aromatherapy facial steam. All right, you guys see it. Package number 3. Oh, I like it. That's what I'm talking about.
They're coming through. They're coming through.
That's what I'm talking about. We got our backs. All right, that's package number 3. And this is the only other package we have this week. Package number 4.
That's cute.
So number 3 is aromatherapy. Number 2 is dragon. Number 1 is spawn. Now, right off the rip, I always like the extra because we reuse this. All right. Am I buying this stuff? Are you buying this stuff?
I don't know.
Sounds like us. Who the hell bought this?
One was fun. 2 was.
I'm 100% certain you bought this, didn't you?
I did not buy that. I did not buy that.
All right. Well,
it's cute, though. I'll take it, but I did not buy that.
Maybe it was the last bloops.
You think it was a gibby?
I have no idea.
What's the other thing? It's another cup. Did I buy it?
You bought that.
I did.
Guys,
I think I'm melatonin purchasing.
Guys, listen.
Oh,
every week, something comes in. She'll argue with me. I'll pull out the receipt and she'll go, "Oh, I forgot."
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So package number 4 is tumbler. All right, guys.
What was 3 and 2?
Package number 4 is tumbler. Package number 3 is aromatherapy. Package number 3 is aromatherapy. Package number 2 is dragon, and package number 1 is spawn. So you guys in the chat, please let us know. She's going to put the poll up right now. So this is what we do every week, guys. We open these packages. If the guest doesn't have packages, we'll do it. If the guest has them, the guest can open. And we want you to see how we get our packages as buyers. And then we're going to highlight the seller of the week. All right. What?
All right. So
1 is spawn. 2 is dragon.
I like
3 is aromatherapy. 4 is tumbler.
3.
All right. So advice for brand new sellers. So we talked about what you would do different. We talked about how you guys, if you were starting today on Whatnot, because it's a different environment, what would you do today aside from sponsor? Because some people can't necessarily do that. What would you do today? Brand new seller, they're starting May 1st. What's the first 2 or 3 things you're going to recommend that they do?
Whatnot's entertainment for one. No matter what you do, what tools you decide to use or not utilize on Whatnot, that's up to you. But it's your personality, and you have to entertain people. If they're not entertained, they're just going to go find one of the other 1,000 sellers that are on the app right at that given time.
Yep. If you're not engaging, if you're not talking back to your chat, if you're not making friends and building relationships with the people that are in your chat, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard way to go. No question.
Guys, please jump in that poll.
That's an element. That is definitely an element of Whatnot. It's a huge element, actually.
Well, and that's what we're going back and forth. We're going back
frankly.
and forth on being in front of the camera or not being in front of the camera, because there is a different connection when you're in front of the camera versus being behind the camera.
But that's still going to be dependent on what you're selling.
There's variables.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And
There's so many variables, and that's why we always say you've got to find out what works for you.
Exactly.
Try different things and figure it out, because everybody sells different things. They're in different categories. The pace of shows are different. Mm-hmm. There's just so many variables to it, which is why one of the reasons why we wanted to bring different sellers from different categories, different levels, so that we can explore all these variables and people can learn along the way.
Right.
Because they may hear something that they're like, oh, aha. It could be an aha moment for a lot of people as they're listening to these different sellers.
Right. And you guys have given us a lot of food for thought, some really good insight that, again, you think you're thinking about things, but until you talk to someone that's successful.
You're like, oh, shit. I didn't even think about that.
He's talking about Bill, not you.
Oh, that was talking about me. But that's
a state of high. Congrats.
But for that reason, also, Lysandra in the Seller Help shows says, take what I'm going to tell you and go listen to what Paul will tell you and what Jeremy will tell you
and Julie
and any of the other 25 other seller supports, and just soak in all of those little bits and learn what works for you and what doesn't.
Yeah, don't base your show off of one other person's. Don't base it off of ours. It's not going to work.
We've had several people try to
Emulate our show.
emulate us and try to do what we did, and they're already done selling on Whatnot and doing other things because it didn't work.
Well, you know, they say comparison is the thief of joy. So
sure is.
And that means, and listen, it's real easy to get caught up in trying to compare you, and we've done it, and I still do it in some respects.
And we still
what you're doing to other people.
We absolutely do. Tony gets into shows. He's like, why do they have 1,000 people in the room? I'm like, why do you even want that many?
I don't.
You don't need 1,000 people in your room.
I don't want.
There's a lot that comes with that crowd.
But it is cool when 1,000 people show up. I gotta be honest.
And that's when the wonderful mods do what they do, because and I see it almost every show too.
Guys,
we could not do this.
We couldn't.
The mods. The mods are everything to this app.
And we didn't realize how important that was for the first 8 months.
Oh, Lysandra did our show from home once as a mod, and I was here at the warehouse running the show, and she was as a mod.
It's work.
And she came back the next day, and she said, that was a job.
Yes.
8
hours of being a mod and keeping up with everything. She goes,
chat,
that was
giveaways,
a job.
all the other things we have going on in our show. It's a job.
Yeah, we love our mods.
And they volunteer their time too, and it's just amazing. And what we do, you know, it's like you have to take care of your people, you know, too. I mean, and I know they're not in it for it. They're in here and they're hanging out with us because they like us as people.
You try to take care of them every day.
But we like love, you know?
We do.
Love for sure.
Yeah.
There's no expectation of payment or anything as a mod, and there's none on our end either. But we do.
We take care of them.
We attempt to make it worth their while.
I give them every week.
They get a chub every time they get something.
Yeah, we always try to show a little love. All right, guys, so I think it's clear.
Yeah, clear winner. We know who it is.
Package number 2.
Package number 2. That's the clear winner.
And that's our boy Ricky, storage pickers.
Ricky!
Storage
pickers.
If we could give them a tag. They run their rapid raid train.
He might pop in.
They run their rapid raid train every month. Ricky Storage Pickers. It's a great group of people that run their raid. It's the same time every month, and it's the same group of people. We've been in that rapid raid train.
Get your.
And we actually met them and hung out with them in Vegas.
Hung out with them and had dinner with them. They're really, really, really good people. And actually, we had several people we had dinner with.
We did. Jesse Styles. What's up, my man? No Transformers. Guess what, Ricky? You are the spotlight winner. Package of the day.
Yeah, congratulations.
Woo, winner!
So, guys, make sure you give Storage Pickers a follow. Great people. They run a great show. They always have amazing stuff. And like I said, we had a chance to sit down and break bread with them in Vegas. Really
give them a follow,
really
guys.
Really
awesome.
Good
He gets great units in Vegas.
Yeah.
So he's always running awesome stuff. Definitely give Storage Pickers a follow. You will be glad that you did.
Guys,
the best package. You won our mail time. Best package.
Yeah, best package.
We opened up all the packages and you were the winner. And that dragon is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Gorgeous. But guys, please give Storage Pickers a follow. If you're not already, you will not be sorry.
And for our guests, Tony Lysandro, you guys are amazing. So much information that is valuable to our business and hopefully many other people in the chat. We will continue to support you guys and make sure we're in your seller supports because we're trying to learn every single day. This is our job. This is what we do for a living, much like you guys. So if you're figuring out a way to be one step closer to your goal, it's that much better. So we love you guys. Thank you so much.
No, I'm in awe.
Very gracious. I'm
in awe of what you guys have put together
in
such a short period of time.
Thing, I can't wrap my head around that, but kudos to you guys.
I've actually sat here in awe most of the conversation.
Yeah.
It's just
proud of yourself. What the hell is a mighty patch, by the way?
Oh, it's a pimple patch. It's a pimple patch. So if you got a bump, you put it on there.
Why are you poking me in the face, dude?
Oh, they work really well on bug bites too, like a mosquito bite. That's it.
Oh, really? I have some. You sent me some.
And
they're somewhere around here.
Yeah, we put them in. We went to Nashville. We had cups made and put them in all the bags as well as mighty patches.
Yep.
So smart. So smart. We didn't do that at our meetup that we went to and we should have. Everyone's passed out their stickers and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, we suck. Well, we bought some, but we left them at the hotel room.
Which, by the way, in case anyone wants to know, is the same as not bringing them. So, but yeah, guys, chat. Any final questions for Tony and Lysandra? They've been amazing, very gracious. You've heard the story about how they're working 375 hours in a work week, which doesn't even exist, but it seems like that's how much they're working. Any final questions for them, guys?
No, we may be moving to Tennessee. I don't know if we mentioned that to you or not. So once we get up there, we'll be like neighbors. We'll come see you guys.
Yeah.
Where in Tennessee?
Probably outside Franklin.
Oh, horribly far
That's
from
not
us.
terribly far.
That's what?
That's not terribly far from us.
Yeah. We drive. We like road trips.
Yeah, we got to find some new places to buy stuff. So,
how much coffee? Milkman wants to know how much coffee do y'all drink?
A lot. Actually, I drink a lot of energy drinks. They come in on pallets.
I would have to too.
I can't even.
4 to 5 coffees and 2 to 3 energy drinks every day.
I don't.
Yeah, that's like 13 million milligrams of caffeine.
Billy drinks Kentucky bourbon. Hell
Oh,
yeah, brother.
Really, right after this show's over,
So
I might be doing the same thing, to be honest with you. Guys, did I tell you how I got raked over the coals for $150 storage unit today? I'm kidding. Guys, we love you. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being so generous with your time. Hopefully, we did. I know we did. Hopefully, the chat was able to get some amazing insights and nuggets.
We're going to have you on again. And we say this to every single person that we have on the show. It almost feels like we only just touched the surface of the conversation.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we will definitely have you guys on again. We've got a great list of people that are coming in because, like I said, we're expanding out smaller sellers, larger sellers,
and
everybody in between. And
we think this is fantastic.
We'll have to cycle through everyone again once we get through this list.
Yeah, we think it's fantastic, and we love hearing what the other sellers do and what they have to say. Also, we like learning also, so it's great. It's great for us.
And if you guys are not following I Love Discounts,
guys, make sure you
follow
them right now.
Follow them right now. Word on the street is they have a fun box that may or may not exist anymore.
Oh, Billy has family in Kentucky. So I have family in Kentucky too. I do have an aunt there, aunt and uncle.
I went to basic in Kentucky. That counts.
You did?
All right, so we love you guys. Any final words of wisdom?
Don't be afraid.
No, I'm always afraid. Always afraid to take the next step.
Just do it. What the hell?
All right, nothing to lose, right?
I think you say that, Lysandra, but you say and you do different than what you say. I think you are. I see you as the complete opposite of what you say.
Yeah.
You don't.
Like I admire you. I admire you guys. I really do.
If I wasn't here to push that envelope, I don't think we would have done half the things that we have done in the last 7-8 years.
I get stuck in that research phase of stuff. Actually, one of the biggest mistakes I think we made in our entire business ever was Tony used to sell $6 items on eBay. And it took me 2 years and calculating down to what our cost per cubic foot of our building was to convince them that it was not profitable to sell those $6 items on the bay.
Yes.
I don't know. We make a really good team. He's always
incredibly smart.
Like, whoa, hold back.
You guys are incredibly smart. You're going to be so successful.
Yeah,
sky's the limits for you guys. You guys are brilliant.
Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you guys for giving us a little bit of insight to your business and giving the rest of the insight to your business as well.
Thanks for letting us share.
Yeah,
this has been awesome.
Amazing. All right, let's
Who should we rate?
Yeah, who should we rate?
Go see who's on. Let's rate somebody. Guys, let me go ahead and draw this givey.
Yeah, draw the givey
real quick, guys.
And I want to give a shout out to whoever did the sponsor givey today before I.
Oh yes, Tony Suave. Make sure you follow him. The other one was Rapid Relics. The seller. Make sure you're following him.
Guys, give Rapid Relics some love.
Storage Pickers.
Yep.
Not to mention our co-hosts.
And all of our mods. All of our mods, we love you. And I love discounts. By the way, I love discounts too, in case you guys didn't know.
I don't know if I ever. Guys, make sure you bookmark our seller help. That's what it's going to be. While I'm in Vegas, here we're going to do a seller help. So make sure you do that.
All right. We love you guys. Appreciate your time.
Let's go ahead and read into Locker Blocker. They just got
on. All right. Let's find Locker Blocker. Guys, we love you.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon on your show.
Bumblebees in the chat. Get in there. Love you guys. Thank you. you.
Appreciate you guys.
You bet.